Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vera Change, I'm a beauty photographer and retoucher based in the UK. And today I have for you a video on how to clean up and retouch eyebrows. On my channel you can find a lot of high-end retouching tutorials and this is one of them as well. So if you're looking for a quick fix or a one-click solution, I'm sorry to disappoint, but this is not that kind of video. Here I'll show you the proper high-end technique, but don't worry, it's nothing too complicated. First, what we need to do is clean up the brows. So as we see, they are very messy. Let me zoom in a little bit here. I must admit, this is a little bit my fault. When I was shooting this image, I didn't pay attention to the details very much. Otherwise, I would ask makeup artists to just brush through the brows and I wouldn't need to do this kind of work right now, but it's good for you because now I can show you how to clean it. So first let's start with the cleaning. On an empty layer I will use my spot healing brush, but I need to go really close so I can use a very small brush. You can also use a constant tool, but because we're dealing with hair it will be hard to find a place to sample from to keep align the flow of the hairs, so that's why I'm choosing spot healing brush here. I'll zoom in even closer and I'll choose a size of my spot healing brush 5 pixels. So you see it's very small. The reason why I use such a small brush is because I want to minimize the effect it has to the texture. So I will just trace over the hairs that are sticking out, that are not in a way that they should be, and slowly get rid of them. I'm using my retouching tablet, Wacom, and I would definitely recommend using retouching tablet for you as well, as retouching hair and editing hair is just much easier with that. So I'm starting with these outer hairs that are just sticking out, and slowly by tracing them over, I'll just get rid of them. Now let's jump into these interior hairs. Photoshop will do a pretty good job of making sure that nothing gets destroyed along the way. So you see, even if I cross the hair that grows different way, they stay untouched essentially. Now if you see some loss of texture, like I see here, if I zoom in, it's a little bit messy here, I'll replace it with my clone stamp tool. I'm on the flow 86%, so I'm not on 100. I'll press down Alt Option, sample, and just replace the texture here, just so we don't have any loss of texture. This is great if you're doing this on skin, inside of the hair, or inside of the eyebrows. It will be quite hard, so as I mentioned, that's why I'm going back to my spot healing brush. Let's get rid of these as well. Okay, that looks better. Let's see before and after. This looks already much better, but I'm still not feeling this is enough. So I want to draw some new hair. Like see, we have gaps here and here inside of the eyebrow and here as well. So I want to draw some new hair to fill in those gaps. So I will open up a new empty layer. Let me just rename this first to cleaning, and this will be named filling. Now for this step, the Wacom retouching tablet or any retouching tablet will be essential, as it will be much easier to draw the hair by hand with using a pen as opposed to using a mouse. If you don't have the retouching tablet, I mean, you can still do it with a mouse, but as I said before, I highly recommend getting the retouching tablet, especially for any hair work. Now I will choose my simple brush tool and I will press Alt or Option key and I will sample the color from the eyebrows. So the darkest part of the brow, it's probably this one. So it's not black, it's a very dark brown, and I will still go and I will make it a little bit darker here. Okay, I'll make my size much smaller, and I mean very small, 2 to 3 pixels. So I'm starting with the 3 pixels, let's see how that works. Now I need to rotate my screen. I'll press R on a keyboard and just rotate it upside down. So it's easier for us to draw the hair. As you know, they are thicker when they start and then they go thinner on the end. So we need to keep that in mind. Now let's zoom in and start painting new hair. Whenever you feel there is a gap, let's just add a little bit of hair with a one quick motion. Like so. Try to go in the direction that the eyebrows should be. If you mess up, just press Command Z to go back. And because we're doing this on an empty layer, it will be very easy to just delete some areas that you're not happy with after you finished. Okay, this looks pretty good. Let's see, press R on the keyboard again and hit reset view. You can zoom out and see what that looks like before and after. Looks very good, but if you zoom in closer, you will recognize that some of those are just brush strokes and not the actual eyebrows. So we need to make them look a little more realistic. So while we are on the filling layer, let's go to Filter, Blur and Gaussian Blur, and we will add just a little bit of the blur. So 3.7 is way too much, so it goes back to 0 and slowly add just a tiny bit. I would say 0.2 will be perfect. Let's hit OK. And now one more filter, and this time noise, and choose add noise. And we will add just a little bit of noise into them. 2.5%, perfect. Now, if you see some discoloration, like for example, here on the end of the brows, the hair that we draw are a little bit different color than the actual brows. This can happen, but don't worry, here is a very quick fix. We'll create a new empty layer. We'll clip it to those hairs, so pressing Alt or Option. And when this little symbol shows, just press it. That way, this layer will only affect the layer that it's clipped to. We can switch the blending mode on it to color. Pick a color from the brows, some kind of brown, and just paint on the side where it's a little bit different color, like so. Now let's see the before and after. They were grayish, now they are more brown. So that's sorted. And as a very last step, I want to do a little bit of dodge and burn to the brows. So what I want to do is to create a gray layer. So let's go to Layer, New, and a new layer. And choose the mode Soft Light and fill with Soft Light Neutral 50% gray. Hit OK. And now we have our quick dodge and burn. Let me also rename this so we are not confused. Perfect. So now the quick dodge and burn, I'll be using black and white brushes. With black, it's darkening, white, it's lightening. So let's go back to the eyebrows, go for 1% flow, so we'll start very subtle. And you see we have a white in front and black in the back. By pressing X on the keyboard, we can toggle between those two. So let's start with the black, and whenever we see there is a lighter area, let's just fill in a little darker shade. And whenever there is a dark area, we can press X and just make it a little bit lighter. So it all goes together nicely. We don't want to fill in every single little gap, just to make sure we are keeping the eyebrows look as natural as possible, but we want to make it a little more uniform and more pleasing to the eye, more tidy, I can say. Pressing R again, reset the view, and we are here. So this is the before and after for the quick dodge and burn. Now, if you feel like you've gone overboard a little bit, let's just create a mask on this, and with our black brush we can just get rid of some of the excess here. And on the end, I would probably just create one more final touch layer where I will go with my spot healing brush again and just clean up the hair a little bit more if we forgot some of them, or we see that we can still do a little more. Okay, now I'm happy. Let's see all the layers together and let's see the before and after. Let me zoom in for you guys a little bit. Before and after. Now this is how it's done. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you learned something new. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more retouching tutorials and beauty photography tips. And I'll see you here next time. Bye!